We don't have authority over the law of reward, because God decides who He wants to reward and when He wants to reward you. But what we have authority over is the law of sowing and reaping. So once we sow and we reap, we sow, we keep on reaping. At a point, God will reward us. That we don't know when and how. So if you focus on the reward, you miss the process. Well, the equation says that once you fulfill the law of sowing and reaping, then the law of reward will come. So people focus on the reward and they miss the process, because the reward depends on sowing and reaping. So you see that those who had 5, those who were given 5 had 5, those who were given 10 had 10, and He gave them 10 cities. Read the last one, verse 20. So it means that He kept His talents, He kept His gifts, He kept His abilities, He kept His strength, He kept the things God has given Him. And that is how people don't become successful, because they keep what God has given them. They don't invest it, and they don't multiply in life. So the talent God has given you, the giftings He has given you, the potential He has given you, the skills He has given you, when you don't invest it, God has nothing to reward you with. You can pray all you want, He doesn't care. This is scripture. He kept His talent. 3 different servants. One was given 5 talents, 10 talents, and the last one 1 pound or 1 talent. The first one that was given 10 worked hard, had extra 10. That's the law of sowing and reaping. The other one also worked hard, that was given 5, had extra 5. The law of sowing and reaping. When the master came, he did not just say that, oh, you are good people, you've gotten multiplication of what I gave you. No, he gave them cities. But the one who hid his talent, it was taken away from him and then given to the one who had 10 cities. So people, Christians, who do not use their talent, God has no reward for them. I speak on authority. People who don't use what God has given them. No, and the Bible says that a man's gift will make what for him? Help me, will make what for him? Will make room for him. A man's gift will make room, not the government, not employment, but a man's gift will make room for him. And in this scripture in Luke 19 verse 10, it was their gifts that the master gave them that made room for them to receive cities. So if you're not using our gift, if you're not using our talent, there is no room for us. And the worst case scenario is that society has designed a system to ensure that most people don't use their talent, because once you want to use your talent, you may be going against the system. But that is where your room is. A man's gift will make room for him, and it will bring him before kings. To see a man who is diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not small people. So if we can multiply in life, if we can become successful in life, we must become like the 2 servants. The one that was given 10 pounds and the one that was given 5 pounds, and work hard with it, put in 100% effort. Then one day God will bring the reward. Do I know when? I don't know. That one is not in the Bible. Nobody knows. Like Joseph, in Potiphar's house, he was very diligent. In prison, he was diligent. One day Pharaoh had a dream. His reward came. And the reward he did not work for. You can't work for being governor of a country like Egypt. He didn't work for that. It was just given to him. So one day God will reward you handsomely. God will reward you magnanimously. But we don't know when. So you can't, in life, we call something locus of control. What is beyond your control, don't think about it. So when God will bring the reward, we don't know. Therefore, don't think about that. Think about the law of sowing and reaping. What can you do now? What do you have? What gift do you have? What talent do you have? What has God given you that can make an impact in society? That can make an impact in people's lives? Focus on that and do that. Once you are focusing on that, boom, one day God will bring the reward. God will bring it. I'm sure He will bring it. I don't know when. He knows when He will bring the reward. So you're going to look into details, the law of multiplication. How do you become multiplied in life? That's what we're going to look at. For us to multiply in life, we must become faithful in management. I remember I have a third point on this. I shared a video. One Christian, a religious Christian, of course, saw the video and said, I disagree with you. And I asked him, why do you disagree with me? And he said that if God will multiply you, it's the law of sowing and harvest. I mean, seed sowing. And I said, no. And he meant financial seed sowing. I mean, giving money to God. I said, no. God will not multiply because you give money to him. And I said, if you look at agriculture, when you sow and then you harvest, it doesn't lead to multiplication, because you can consume everything. When you sow, you harvest, and you manage your harvest. That is when you're able to sow again and harvest, manage the harvest. So it is the management of your harvest that will lead to you multiplying. If you sow and then you consume everything, you consume all the harvest, you remain the same person. So the law of multiplication is not hinged on seed sowing and harvest. No, it is hinged on management, faithfulness in management. So once you're able to manage your resources well, manage your talents well, manage your time well, God will multiply you. So you look at areas of management. The first area we need to consider is time. God has called me to teach simple principles so that we can all grasp it. Every human being is given a component of time. Every human being is given 24 hours. And what you choose to use your time for determines what your future will become. So the first component we have equally given by God that you have to manage carefully is time. So if somebody said, I don't have anything from God, you have time. God has given you time. And in time is money. In time is success. In time is happiness. Also, in time is misery. Some people take miserable decisions, bad decisions that will lead them down the line to misery. You trade time for relationship. Assuming you don't have any quality relationship, you have time. You trade time for relationship. You invest time into relationship. So God, the first component given to every human being that he's supposed to manage it well is time. If you don't have enough knowledge, you trade time for knowledge. You read, and that is trading your time for knowledge. If you want money, you trade time in the area of business for money. So time is a component given to every human being on earth, and God is expecting us to manage it well so that we can become successful. In Ephesians, God said that redeem the time because the days are evil. The days are full of distractions. So we all have equal time, 24 hours. How we trade it determines our success. So time is given to us equally, 24 hours. And we have to trade it for something. And that determines how God will multiply us. The second component is management of relationship. David managed his relationship with Jonathan. So God will bring people into your life. You meet people. You are supposed to learn how to manage the relationship, because a lot depends on relationship in life. If you study how Jesus Christ called his disciples, it was Andrew bringing Philip, he bringing Nathaniel. They were bringing each other to Jesus. So a lot depends on relationship in life. A lot, like 80%. Whatever God wants to do for you, he'll do through people. So if no one knows you, then God has to work hard to find somebody to help you. So in life, you have to be focusing on your network. It is a jargon in business conversations that your network determines your net worth, and it is true. So we have to look at how we can form quality relationships intentionally. If you're going to become successful and multiply in life, you need to manage your relationships well. Management of relationship. It is so important. We need to manage our relationship. It means that we need to find people. We need to develop relationship with them, and we need to manage it so that we don't lose it. We need to manage it. So the third component is management of resources. And here it could be natural resources, or it could be innate resources. The ones that God has given you, your talent, your skill, your passion, your desire. That is a resource. That's a resource. So if you follow these three components, you become successful. Because if you manage your time well, and you trade your time for knowledge, for wisdom, for friendship, that is quality friendship, for all that you need to have, and also you manage your relationships well, it means you get to know people, then you manage your resources well, whether it is money, whether it is your talent, whether it is any external or natural resources, you manage them well, then God will multiply you. Look at these three components very carefully. Everything bad happens with time. The first component. Somebody who crashed didn't make a deadly decision in a day. They were making bad decisions on, like a broken marriage. A broken marriage did not break the day it got broke. No, or it got broken. No. That marriage was breaking with time. And they were neglecting it. So time exposed the fractures in the marriage. Everything happens with time. We become wiser with time. We become richer with time. We become wealthy with time. But the question is that, are we on the right track that will lead us to abundance with time? It is only in our generation where there's microwaving everything. God doesn't work like that. And even life doesn't work like that. Life works with time. So you manage things, relationships, we manage our resources, we manage everything with time. If something will get destroyed, it will get destroyed with time. If a building will collapse, it will collapse with time. So things happen in time. It takes time. So what it means is that if we also redeem the time and make the right investment into time, we will cash out with time. We shouldn't be in a rush at all. We will cash out with time. But you must be on the right track. And that's the thing. Once we are not on the right track, we will not cash out with time. There are people chasing fantasies. They will not cash out with time. They will cash out nothing with time. They will end up and see that all their hustle and bustle and up and down is meaningless. But those who are following the principles of life, who have a vision, they're putting in the hard work, they're putting in the effort, with time they will succeed. Even salvation was with time. Jesus Christ could have died the first year he was given birth, but then based on the requirement of becoming a rabbi, it was 30 years old. That was the requirement. So at age 30 he became a rabbi, and 3 years and a half he fulfilled his ministry with time. So in life, everything happens with time. So the first component we have to manage wisely for God to multiply our life is a component of time. So people, for instance, what is life? Life is accumulation of time. How did you know the guy was one year old? It was because days added up to weeks, and weeks became month became a year. So life is accumulation of time. So if the person is going to become rich, he is going to become rich with time. It means that he's making daily decisions that is propounding compound effects. It is compounding to his success. But if he's not making the right decision that is compounding with time, then he's going nowhere. But he's making the right decisions that is compounding with time, then he becomes successful. That is the miracle of compound interest in financial discussions. So the first component is time. What are we using our time for? I must confess that I don't read like I used to, because now I'm busy writing books for people. But what is the danger of that? The danger of that is, if I don't quickly get back to reading, all I know is all I will know. And I need more knowledge for my future than what I know now. So I've started reading again. Some of you may not have time to read. You can listen. You can listen to Jim Rohn, listen to Miles Monroe, listen to motivational speaks, and listen to El Nightingale, and all these people. You can listen to them. Because knowledge is a component of success. We need knowledge. Jesus Christ said that, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So we need knowledge. We need relationships. So you have to manage our time carefully if you want to become successful, and if you want God to multiply. Because whatever you are using your time for, if God multiplies you, you will do more of it. And the second one, as we said, is managing our relationship. God will bring a relationship. How will you manage them? The third one is management of resources. How are you managing your innate resources and your external resources? Now, I said here that every seed is a gift with a promise of a harvest. It doesn't mean that the seed will become a harvest. No, it's a promise. Some seed die as seeds. Yes. If I drop a seed on my table here, on my desk here, it will die. But every seed is a gift. The gift is not a harvest. The harvest is not a gift, it's work. But the seed is a gift. And in the seed is a promise of a harvest. So the farmer will now plant the seed, water the seed grows, and it becomes a tree and produces a harvest. So the harvest is a promise. It's a promise because it can fail. But then the seed is a gift. So what we have to do is to manage the gift. And time is a gift. Relationship is a gift. Resources is a gift. Whether it is innate resources or natural resources, they are all gifts. And what we have to do is to manage the gifts. Because once we do that, it will give us a harvest. Then God will also multiply us. That is how the principle works. That is how the principle works. So, I just mentioned some few areas of personal management. There are many of them. These are just some few points. One is leadership. Unless we become leaders of our lives, people will lead us. Leadership is not organizational first. No, it is personal. So personal leadership now translates into organizational leadership. So you must be able to lead ourselves to do the things we've told ourselves we would do. So if I set goals, I set objectives, I must be able to lead myself to do that. So the first principle of personal management, managing ourselves, is leadership. Then improve. We should be able to improve what God has given us. God gives you a gift. Are you able to improve your gift? God gives you a talent. Are you able to improve your talent? I am a good writer today than I was last year or even last 2 years, because I'm improving myself. So whatever God has given you, are you improving upon it? Once we do that, then God will bring the reward. You must improve. There are some people, the way they used to do, I think it's a general, a lot of things we do in society as Ghanaians has been the same way over and over for donkey years. There is no improvement. But recently, WhatsApp, they've done some additional features that you can even edit the message in case you are wrong in your testing. You don't have to delete it. Just press edit, then you re-click. So they are always improving. The Chinese has now developed, I know we've all seen these things. They've developed a sofa that is very flat. When you open the seal, then boom, it becomes a sofa. They are always improving. And God will keep on rewarding them, because you see, God is committed to his principles, not emotions. So once we are obeying the principles of God, then God will reward us. So whatever God has given us, are we improving upon it? Then you cultivate what you have been given. You cultivate it. And you see, we have different destinies, and our destiny have different requirements. My requirement is to stay constantly reading my Bible, reading books, listening to tapes. Yours may be different. I mean, if a footballer, for instance, has to be on the field, so everybody has some way he's supposed to be to receive training and cultivate what God has given him. But some people abandon their gifts, and God will not reward it, because they are like the third servant. They've kept what God has given them. So when God comes, he take it away from them. And protect what you have been entrusted with. Protect it. God has given you a gift. Protect it. Some people even lose their throne. God gives them power and authority. They lose it. They don't protect what God has given them. David was anointed as a king, but Saul was in pursuit of David to kill him. David protected himself from Saul. He didn't throw in the towel, no. So sometimes Jesus Christ, read the book of John carefully, on many occasions he ran away. Jesus Christ, the people wanted to stone him, and he ran many occasions, because he was protecting his destiny. His destiny was not to be stoned and die. It was to die on the cross. Therefore, any premature death will abort the destiny. He was protecting himself. There are people who don't protect their destiny. They do all kinds of stuff. They engage in all kinds of activities and behavior, and they are destroying their destinies. They don't protect what has been entrusted to them. You have to protect it. And last, you have to invest wisely. There are many principles of personal management. These are just 5 principles. Leadership. Let's lead ourselves. Whatever we decide to do, let's do it. Is it easy? No. So we have to lead ourselves into doing the things we've said we will do, and the things we know they will propel us into success, and it will be a platform for God to give us the reward. We have to improve on ourselves. We have to improve our gifts, our talents, our knowledge, our relationships, our connection. We have to keep on adding to it, making it better and better every day. We have to cultivate the greatness in us, the gift God has given. You have to protect what has been entrusted to you. And the last one is invest wisely. When you do this, you will become successful.